What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Hope you had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, Sasha telling Michael the truth. Listen, I feel like I like it. I love it because it's out of the norm for soap operas. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it can't happen, but it's very rare that when a person is keeping a secret, they tell the truth to another person, especially somebody that they're with, like dating or married to. It's very rare for that to happen. Let's just point that out. It's very rare because usually the spouse or the significant other or somebody else finds out the truth another way and then they blast you. That's typically how it works on these types of shows, typically. But I love the fact that Sasha was honest with Michael. She didn't have to tell him shit. Let's be honest. The secret of her being Nina's daughter, or her not being her daughter, that secret wasn't coming out no time soon, by the looks of it. Obrecht wasn't going to say nothing. They had a bunch of DNA tests that proved that she was Nina's daughter. So this secret wasn't going to blow up anytime soon. So she was not in jeopardy of the secret coming out. So I can commend her for being honest. Now, don't get me wrong, and I know some people are going to say, well, it doesn't excuse her. You can't excuse. I'm not excusing her behavior. Let's keep that 100. I'm not excusing her behavior. I'm not excusing the lie. She was wrong for lying. My point is, I understand why she did it. Because, when you're desperate for money, desperate people resort to desperate measures. Desperate times, desperate measures. That's just how it is. It's sad, but it's true. Because even in real life, some people have, they get dealt a certain hand and they're desperate. They do crazy shit for the right reasons. And that's what Sasha did. She lied because her grandmother was sick. She needed a surgery to try and save her life. Medicare wasn't going to cover everything. We know how the Medicare system is. You know what I'm saying? We know how the medical system is. You got all this medical insurance. You think you're covered, but then when you need all this surgery and pills and whatever you need to recuperate, it costs you an arm and a leg, even with the insurance. So a lot of us, I feel, can relate probably to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you been to the hospital, had to need surgery or needed medications, and your insurance wasn't going to cover all of it? Even with the good medical insurance, you still couldn't get it covered. It still was going to cost you a lot of money in copay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very relatable. So I can understand why she took the money and, played the part of Nina's daughter. I get it. And sadly, her grandmother died because of complications of that surgery that she paid off. So, she was just desperate, needed the money, and decided to just do it. I'm not really shocked by Michael's reaction. The way Michael looked at her for a split second, if you go back and watch the episode, the way he looked at her while she was explaining herself and he was kind of blasting her a little bit, he had this psychotic look in his eye when he looked at her. I got to go back and find the exact, but I'm going to rewatch it again because it was some look in his eye when he looked at her. He looked damn near psychotic when he looked at her. I had to do a double take when he made that facial expression. I was like, okay, Sasha, you might want to take about 5 steps back. Not to say that Michael would ever hit a woman, but it's something in his face when he made a facial expression. He looked like he was going to walk up on her and smack the hell out of her. That's how he looked. That's how he looked. And then he did the way he turned to the side and stuff and had his hands closed. I said, okay, somebody either need to interrupt this or Sasha, you need to, equip yourself with some type of weapon maybe. We all know Michael ain't gonna hit no woman, but his facial expressions kind of told a story in itself. I said, hold up, Michael, is he about to turn into Ike Turner around this mother? I said, hold up. I don't know what it was. It was just this look he gave. It was in a split second if you catch it. Because normally Michael would give off a certain facial expression, but I've never seen him make that facial expression before. I gotta find it. I gotta watch the episode again because it just caught me off guard for a second. Because I've seen him upset before, but the way he looked today, his eyes, I was like, it looked possessed, like he was psychotic. I've never seen him make that face before. I was like, okay. I was like, he must have dug deep within his acting soul to pull that one off because I ain't never seen him look like that. I said, all right. might want to take about 10 steps back there. Shit, made me a little nervous, like he was going to swing. I wasn't expecting that look, but I said I liked it though, because it showed a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not playing with you. I'm not surprised though by his reaction. Of course he was upset. I don't blame Michael for being upset, but I think deep down, eventually once it wears off, I feel like he'll forgive her. Once he takes a minute to calm down. But I like the way Sasha just kept explaining everything to him. Like, you know, she didn't want to be another Nell. You know, after he told her everything that happened with Nell, how she lied to him and blamed his family for everything. She didn't want to lie to him. You know what I mean? She couldn't bring herself to continue to lie to him. Because she really has feelings for Michael. She really cares about Michael. Hell, she really cares about Nina. And after she lost her grandmother, she just, you know, wanted to keep the lie going. Not because of money, but because at that point, Nina basically was the only family she got. You know? She lost her mom. She lost her grandmother. She doesn't have anybody else. And, you know, over time, Nina became that new family member, that new surrogate mother for her. You know what I mean? And she just didn't want it to end. And it had nothing, at that point, it had nothing to do with money. At that point, she just genuinely wanted a family. So, you know, like I said, I'm not excusing her behavior because she deserves at this point the backlash. But at the same time, for me, with her, once you sit and listen to her tell her story, I think you would find it in yourself to forgive at that point. You know, of course you're going to be angry and you have a right to be. But for her, I would forgive more quickly than I would anybody else. Because other people, they ain't got no shame in their game. They don't apologize for nothing. I've seen that on so many shows, including this one, where people play people and they have no remorse for it. They just sit there and come up with excuses as to why they did it and show no remorse. And they basically, it gives off a tone that, oh, if I could do it all over again, I would do it the same way. You know what I'm saying? At least she's remorseful and she didn't do any of this out of malice. You know what I'm saying? None of this was out of malice. So I can forgive that. Hopefully Michael can too, because I like them together. I really do. And it was bad timing for Chase. Chase came up to Michael talking about something, oh, we need to do like a double date. You know, me and Willow, you and Sasha. Michael was looking at him like, I ain't trying to hear this right now. That's not a good idea. Like, he was just not feeling it. He was like, no, that ain't happening. Valentin was getting nervous because I think Valentin knew what Michael was upset about. I think he put two and two together. He knew. Because think about it. Michael and Sasha were so good 1 minute. They just seen him 5 minutes ago. And as soon as they went off by themselves, now Michael's done with her. And she's upset, crying, and he stormed out of the room. Valentin put two and two together. He put it together. That's why when Nina was like, oh, if you want to talk to me, I'm here. I don't want to push or pry. And when she was like, you know, oh, I'll talk to Nina or whatever. I'll talk to you once we get to the Metro Court. Valentin was like, you know, he kept coming up, you know, interjecting, saying, no. We want to respect your privacy. You don't have to tell us. You don't. He knew. He just was hoping that Nina would let it go. You know what I'm saying? And that she wouldn't pry. So that way she wouldn't have to tell the truth. Valentin is in cleanup mode right now. He needs to clean up all this mess. He got the Cassandra mess he need to clean up. Now he got to clean up the Sasha mess. He's just trying to keep all these secrets inside. But bruh, these secrets are a powder keg at this point. They're exploding. Whether he likes it or not, they're coming out. The Sasha secret is coming out now. You know, even though she told Michael the truth, and I do commend her for telling him the truth because, like I said, it's a rarity. Now it's time for her to tell Nina. It's time. I can imagine what that conversation is going to be like. We seen Michael's reaction. The question is, will Nina have the same reaction? Like, will she be upset by this? Will she forgive? Will she understand? It's going to be a hot mess, but I like Sasha. I really do. She's one of the newbies that I like. You know, and when new people come on this show, I tend to not like them, but I like her. She's definitely a keeper to me. That's just me. You know, everybody else might have a difference of opinion, but I think she's a keeper. Anyway, moving on from that, it was funny how Obrecht just kept on taunting Valentin. Like, she just kept on messing with him about the fact that Sasha may work for deception and be on the front, you know, be the face of the company, and people might want to know all these things. Obrecht, she was relishing that moment. She was loving it. And Valentin was pissed. Because he knew Obrecht was sitting there taunting him. Like, he knew it. He knew it. And it was hilarious watching him squirm. And you could tell Obrecht was having a ball, too. So, speaking of Obrecht, she want Brad to do her another favor. See, this is what I'm talking about. Brad sat there all that time trying to act like he was in control, talking about trying to threaten Obrecht and come up with his demands. Oh, I'm done. I'm not doing no more favors. See, that's why I said in previous videos how he kept saying all that and Obrecht was just sitting there smirking at him and laughing at him, not taking him serious. And I said the reason she ain't taking him serious because she know you're going to do what she tell you to do. Period. If she tell your ass to get up and jump over the moon, you're going to jump over the moon. If she tell you to go eat some dog food, but you going to go eat some dog food. You're going to do what she tell you to do. And you can sit there and make all your threats and demands. Oh, I'm not doing this no more. We don't have nothing to talk about no more. I would have laughed in his face too. Like, you really think you're something to take serious? You're a joke. And that's how Obrecht looks at Brad, as a joke. He's not even in the same league as Obrecht. Never will be. I would have laughed in his face too. And then started making my new demands. That's usually how a blackmailer do. When people blackmail somebody, they tend to blackmail somebody that they know is not going to jump bad. You know, they take as a joke. Because Brad is a joke. He wants to act all gangster and he about that life. But really you're not. You're a pansy. You ain't about that life. And Obrecht knew that. I will say one thing though. Obrecht kind of underestimated him a little bit. I mean, he done pushed you overboard once and tried to drown your ass. So she should have suspected that he would try to, make another attempt on her. Like, she should have. And not only that, he even walked into her room with a needle. And he was going to inject something in her, in her. So it's like, that he can be deadly. You know what I'm saying? So I will give him that. But he's still a joke to me. You know what I mean? Like, he tries to pull off this tough guy act like he's somebody to take serious. No, you're not. You're nobody I would take serious as a threat. Not really. You can make all the attempts on my life that you want to. I'm still going to laugh at you. It make you seem like a joke. So apparently she want him to facilitate a reunion between her and Britt. Brad was like, how the hell am I supposed to get Britt to want to see you, talk to you? He was like, I ain't got that kind of power over her. Like, he can't force her to talk to you, which is true. But Obrecht didn't care. She was like, I don't care. Get her to do it. Threaten her if you got to. Say whatever. Do whatever. She don't care. Just get her some results. Julian. Just when I was hoping he would have just pushed back from the edge. And he done dove over that cliff right along with Brad. Stupid ass. So now he's going to go tamper with her car. So my guess is he probably cut her brake line. So that way she'll crash and get into an accident. He is so stupid. I'm like, don't you think that if they test that car, if she gets into an accident and they test that car, they're going to see that her brake line was cut. And they're going to know it was deliberate. And I'm pretty sure your prints are probably somewhere in that car. Like, even though he had a red rag with him, maybe he could have wiped it for a second, but still. You probably didn't wipe everything. So your prints is probably going to be somewhere in that vehicle. Julian is just, he disappoints me. But see, this is what I say. This is that rarity in a soap where you have somebody reveal their secret and just let it all out. And Sasha showed that rarity because it was very rare. So I had a feeling Julian wasn't going to do the right thing and tell the truth. I knew he was going to get himself deeper involved. See, had he told the truth, he could have been absolved of any wrongdoing because he didn't know all the details until now. But now that you want to conceal all this, you're just as bad and guilty as Brad. So at this point, Julian deserves whatever the hell he get. Because you're choosing to let this little idiot destroy your new life that you worked so hard to create. It was just dumb. Also, you could spare Lucas's feelings. Like, if you tell Lucas the truth, yeah, Lucas is going to be hurt. He's going to be angry, but his life is not over. He's still going to be a part of Wiley's life because Wiley, even though, Wiley / Jonah, even though that's Michael's son, Lucas is Michael's uncle. In turn, he's Wiley's great uncle. So he's still going to have a relationship with the boy. He's still going to be family to him. He's just not going to be his father. But I'm pretty sure, Michael would still give him full access. Like, he could take him out, play with him, hang with him. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to restrict his access, so you still have access to him. So it wouldn't hurt him too bad. And besides, he could always adopt another kid one day. You know what I mean? So life for Lucas is not over. That's what Julian fails to realize. So you continue to do this little dumb stuff. So at this point, if Michael decides to get revenge on you and Brad, Sonny decides to put you 6 feet deep, that's on you. You chose to be an idiot and not come forward. If Sam continues to give you the cold shoulder, that's on you. You know, just when you were making inroads, Lucas feels like cutting you out of his life. That's all on you. So you live with it. You know, you had an opportunity to fix this, do the right thing, the smart thing, but no, you chose to be led by the nose by Brad, which was stupid on your part. Why let Brad pull your chain like this? Why? Stupid. They just dumb. So anyway, moving on from that. Kim. Just when I thought she was gonna have some sense, I had a feeling her and Franco was gonna get down to the. I had a feeling they was gonna get down with the get down. I had a feeling. I knew it. She, you know, in the beginning of the episode, she tried to be all strong, stay strong, like, no, you know, you're my best friend, you're my friend's husband, I'm not gonna do that. Well, I can't say best friend because her and Liz are not really best friends, but they're friends. She was like, you're my friend's husband, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna cross that line. We knew she was gonna cross that line. We knew it. And now that Franco got that ankle monitor taken off of him finally, thanks to chasing the judge, Liz better hurry up and implement her plan. Like, her and Scott need to hurry up, get him committed, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because now he's sitting there talking about, oh, now I'm free to leave town. Liz, you got to make your move. Come on now. Tell Scott to hurry up with them papers. Hurry it up. Get it done. Get him committed. Do what you got to do. I wouldn't be shocked that, you know, we already know him and Kim are going to sleep together, but I wouldn't be shocked if she got pregnant. I think this is why the psychic told Julian he wasn't going to leave town, because my guess is Julian going to find out about Kim and Franco sleeping together. He's going to decide to break up with her and, you know, stay in Port Charles. This might drive Julian back to the dark side. It might. You know, he might be thinking to himself, why am I being on straight and narrow when everything else is falling apart? Well, technically, Julian, things are falling apart for you somewhat of your own doing because of all this baby nonsense. But also, your relationship should not have defined whether you be a good person or a bad person. Your children and your grandchildren should have defined that for you. You know what I'm saying? About what kind of person you want to be. But Kim, she needs therapy desperately bad. Like, for you to sleep with this man all because he got memories of the past, like, that's just crazy on a whole nother level. That's whole second level crazy right there. That's just shady but crazy. So anyway, that scene with Laura and Curtis and Dustin and Lulu, that scene was hilarious. Like, I know it got to be embarrassing and horrifying to have your parent walk in on you getting busy. But I agree with Dustin and Laura on this. Lulu has nothing to apologize for. You know what I'm saying? Number one, it's her boat. It's supposed to be shut down for repairs. She didn't know anybody was going to be there. They're not supposed to be there. And she grown. And she divorced. She could do whatever she want to do. I'm not mad at her for sleeping with Dustin. I'm not mad at her for moving on with her life. Technically, she's been single for a year now. Over a year. You know what I mean? You know, the divorce is recent, but, you know, she's kind of been lonely and by herself ever since, you know, a year ago, basically. So I don't blame her for getting down with the get down. I do not blame her. You know, you got to move on with your life. Her and Dustin do look good together. I've seen some of y'all comments and y'all say y'all don't really trust Dustin like that. And I do agree. You know, we got to stop sleeping on these new people. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know him like that. You know, he cool and whatnot from what we've seen, but we don't know him like that. You know, we don't know him from nothing. We don't know him from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if he working an agenda. We don't know nothing. So until we know more and we got confirmation he a good person, I'm going to have to ride the fence on that real quick. I mean, yeah, they got chemistry, but I'm not 100% on board. You know what I'm saying? Can't be. Not yet. But, you know, I don't blame Curtis and Laura for not wanting to tell Lulu what they were doing on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like the full truth. You know what I'm saying? Because Laura got a point, though. Lulu, if she found out what they were really doing, she would have tipped their hand, which I know she would have. And she would have exposed what they were doing. Valentin would have caught wind of it, and it would have derailed everything that they're currently doing. So I'm glad Laura decided to use her better judgment and not say nothing. Curtis was being hella awkward. He was like talking to Dustin. He was like, you know, how's it hanging? I said, that was a poor choice of words, especially for what just happened. You know, tone that down. So anyway, you know, Lulu sitting there talking about something. Oh, why is the mayor working on this case and stuff? Because she's grown. She could work on any case she damn well chooses. She ain't got to explain herself to you. Same way you don't have to explain yourself to her. But I love how supportive Laura was of Lulu moving on and stuff, because that's what Laura wanted, you know, so she wasn't upset about it at the least, and she didn't feel like her daughter owed her an explanation. It was so funny watching Lulu try to be stern with Laura and stuff like that, but then when Laura agreed with her, she kind of went back into this little kid mode where she was like feeling, you know, more comfortable now because she got her mother's approval. It was funny watching that. So anyway, moving on from that, Curtis and Laura go into the stateroom and stuff, and listen, if there's a document that Helena stashed that would prove that Valentin isn't the rightful heir, why would she put it in a bunch of drawers and dressers? She wouldn't, trust me, Helena would never put something like that in an obvious place. There's probably no way she would have. She gonna make you work for it. But what if it has something to do with that key that she left Laura? Because we never knew what that key opened. They kind of, I think, just dropped that investigation. It might hold the answers. Because it looked like a really old key. And I don't think we ever found out what it opened. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe they're doubling back to that. Who knows? But Curtis did find a scarf. A female scarf in one of the dressers. And of course, we see somebody look like a woman. All we saw was her hand. You know, she had this big ass ring on her hand. And she was pressed up against the door watching Laura and Curtis. I'm willing to bet that the woman that we saw a few days ago, remember, she was looking at her phone or her tablet or whatever. And she was looking at a picture of Valentin and Nina. And then she smashed her phone on the table and cracked it. That got to be the same woman, because that looked like the same ring and the same shirt and the same red blouse. So I'm willing to bet that that's the same woman, whoever she is. I don't think that's Cassandra, though. Something about it is telling me that's not Cassandra. I could be wrong, but it's like, if it's Cassandra, why not show her face? You know, we've already seen her when she was in Puerto Rico, so why be mysterious about who it is? Some people think that it could be Helena. One could hope. I will hope Helena is still alive, but I don't know. Why would Helena smash her phone at the thought of Valentin being with Nina? Helena has no use for Nina Reeves anyway, so I don't see why she would be upset about that. I don't know. I'm wondering who that woman is, though. Like, I really wonder. But anyway, that was pretty much the episode. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. But hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode, and I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.